What is up everyone, Barricade here, and bring guys a quick Gears 5 discussion video. It has actually been shown that this is the true art for Gears 5. It was actually shown in the Gears of War Facebook page just the other day. So I actually want to kind of talk about it and give a little bit of a breakdown for it. Last time when I talked about it, I kind of just was morally questioning if it was real or not, but now that it is officially shown that it is real, I'd rather actually talk about the image itself and give a little bit more of a breakdown. So very first thing that I just want to talk about right away, the biggest elephant in the room here is Mira. Why is Mira on this picture? What does this mean? Is she alive again? What is the whole point of Mira being here? So overall, when it comes to her being alive, I highly doubt that. A lot of people have been arguing, going back and forth, saying, oh, she's probably alive, people think she's alive, and then there's a lot of people saying that would be stupid if she was alive. So I kind of just want to give my personal opinion on it. Personally, I feel like she's dead. You know, obviously we saw Marcus stab her in the gut. She bled out and died right there at the very end of Gears of War 3 when Marcus stabbed her. But the reason why I believe she is being shown is it must be some kind of weird mental thing going on with Kate. You know, obviously we saw in the trailers where she's having these nightmares, this craziness. She's starting seeing all this crazy stuff, and she has to go to the New Hope facility to find out what's happening to her, where it all began, as she said in the trailer. So I'm thinking maybe when she goes there, maybe when she gets to the New Hope facility, maybe she has some type of premonition, maybe she has some type of thing in her head that lets her see Mira. Maybe she recalls some of Mira's memory, maybe there's some type of weird mental connection between them, and she can maybe see the memories of Mira, or maybe by some craziness, maybe she can speak to Mira. Maybe there's some type of weird spirit thing going on there. Who knows? But personally, I don't believe Mira's alive. It just doesn't make sense that she would be alive, seeing as we saw that Marcus literally stabbed her in the gut and she died right there. So, in my personal opinion, she's gone. But the whole point, the significance of having Mira on this picture is the fact that there's some connection to her and Kate. And either maybe we'll see something like I stated, where maybe she'll talk to Mira or have some weird mental thing going on with her, or maybe we'll see a cutscene or something showing, leading up to Gears 3, what exactly happened to Mira's origin story. So maybe that's why we're seeing her in this picture here. Very next thing I want to talk about here also is right next to Mira, where we can see this big ass monster which pretty much looks like a swarm version of a berserker. And that thing looks ridiculous. It almost looks like a mixture of a berserker and like an armored Cantus or something. The way it has all the spikes, the way its face looks, everything looks crazy. It looks like it's almost made out of metal or something like that. And the thing looks freaking ridiculous, and I really can't wait to run into this monster and fight it. I kind of wish that they didn't show it in the picture here because it looks cool, but I kind of wish it was more of a surprise. Imagine if we didn't even know anything about this and we played Gears 5 and we just, boom, we ran into this thing. It would have been so freaking scary. It would have been like playing Gears 1 again. But overall, regardless, once we do fight this monster, it's still going to be epic regardless. And I think the thing is here is with the Swarm Zerker, as I'm going to call it, is if you notice, its face looks a lot different, and I kind of wonder if it'll still have the same weakness as the other one, the original Berserker, where it couldn't see. It makes you wonder, what if this thing can see? Imagine if it could just see and rush at you and attack you, and you didn't have no really hope of getting away from it by being silent. That'd be really scary there. So overall, this monster looks ridiculous, and I hope we fight a multiple of them, and I hope that we get to see them in Horde as well, obviously, because this thing looks freaking ridiculous. And overall, the image itself, the main thing I wanted to point out too, the last time I said I noticed that Marcus had his beard again, and I thought that it wouldn't really make sense, as in the trailer he had he looked like his face was shaved, like he shaved his face. That could easily be shown as something as simple as maybe either the scene that we saw in the trailer, maybe at the beginning of the campaign he has it short and he grows it again, or maybe vice versa. Maybe he has it long and that scene that we saw in the campaign is later in the story and he shaved it right before it. You know, it's something very simple. It's just a beard. But I just wanted to point it out because I honestly feel like that model still feels like a direct rip from Gears 4. So maybe Marcus will look like that, like the way he looked in Gears 4, and maybe his armor and his face will change as the game goes on. And then the rest of the image here, as we can see, is just simply the mountain, which is simply near Mount Kadar, near the New Hope facility. And we're pretty much going back to it, as you can see, in very small, looks really tiny, but you can see it's the image of Kate sliding across the ice with Dell. And that's pretty much the whole premise of this story and this game itself. So her making this journey. So overall, I feel like the only thing I really don't like about this cover, I'll be honest with you, because I love Gears of War and I love the whole series as a whole. I love the lore, I love the games, but I am honest when they do things that I don't like. And the thing is here is the cover isn't bad. I'll openly say that. It's not a bad cover. It looks good, great art, gives a really good vibe of the story itself. But to me, it feels like it breaks too much of the tradition that the other games had, where we saw all the main characters in a big environment that expressed the story. And the covers of the older games showed almost like an image of what was happening right at that moment. You know, you could take any of the covers, even Judgments, Gears 1, 2, 3, and Judgments, and it looks like it was like a picture of them in the middle of a battlefield. So it looked like something that you could actually see happening. Whereas this one is kind of just more all the main characters kind of squeezed into this image, and they all kind of look a little strange the way Kate has a big ass head and then like everyone else is kind of small around her. So it doesn't really look like a true like image. It doesn't look like something that's actually happening at the moment. And then on top of it, the background around it is just plain white. So overall, like I said, it's not a bad cover. I guess the best way to describe it is it's not a good Gears of War cover. If it was just like, if this cover was like for any other game that we never heard about, it's a brand new series, it would have been fine. But for a Gears of War cover, it just feels a little too different, and that's my really main gripe with it. But overall, guys, if you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe, and tell me what you guys think. What is your opinion on the cover here? I know a lot of people aren't really happy about it, and I could honestly see why. But overall, I'm still really excited for the game. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna love it. We're gonna play it. We're gonna make a bunch of videos about it. It's gonna be awesome, guys. I'm gonna make lore about the novels, comics, and the game itself. So definitely stay tuned, guys. And if you guys definitely like my channel so far, please hit the notification bell so every time I make a video, you guys can be notified, especially once the new games come out, because I'm gonna be making videos of Gears 5, Gears Tactics, and Gears Pop once it's officially released. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see any of my other content, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.